Welcome. My name is Judy Miller, and I am an attorney on staff at Administer Justice, which is headquartered in Elgin, Illinois. My focus is on working with attorneys who have an interest in serving in a pro bono capacity for 3 hours each month as part of an Administer Justice Legal Center team. Administer Justice dates its birth to the year 2000, when a private attorney, Bruce Strom, seen here in this picture, decided to leave private practice, sell his multi-office law firm, and start a pro bono legal clinic with the assistance of a church in West Dundee, Illinois. I've been affiliated with Administer Justice since the year 2007, starting as a volunteer pro bono attorney while in private practice. I've stayed with Administer Justice because of the joy and satisfaction I get as I see the relief on the faces of those who come to Administer Justice for legal advice and counsel. Let me give you an example. I'll call the man Joe. Joe was a big, strong construction worker. When I met with him, he was shaking and nearly in tears. He explained how he had gladly been paying substantial child support for his daughter, but when the economy took a dive and he lost his job, he couldn't pay anymore. Now, he had a significant arrearage, a suspended driver's license, and a warrant out for his arrest. He had gone to live with his sister in the country, basically to hide, because he didn't know what else to do. Now his former employer was calling him. Joe wanted to go back to work, but he couldn't without a driver's license, and he feared getting arrested because of the warrant. Joe didn't know that he could go to court and get child support restructured. He didn't know that he could get his driver's license back if he set up a repayment plan. There was a way out of this mess, but he didn't know that. I could visibly see the strain drain from his body as I explained his legal options, how he could get his license back, the warrant removed, and an affordable child support order established. That's what we do at Administer Justice. We empower vulnerable neighbors. In fact, our mission statement is empowering vulnerable neighbors with the help of a lawyer and the hope of God's love. You just heard how we empower. Now let's look at the second element of our mission statement, the help of a lawyer. Attorneys are a minuscule percentage of the population. In fact, we make up only 0.4% of the population in America. And when we think of the number of faith-based counsel, the number then is unknown, but certainly far less. Let's face it, attorneys are in a unique position. We are not that many of us, and we have knowledge about a system that is foreign to many people. Moreover, we have developed, just by going to law school, problem-solving skills that are so very valuable in this complex world of ours. For many people, getting access to an attorney and the legal advice they hold seems like an impossible dream. As attorneys, we practice law to administer justice, but we may not be aware that justice for the vulnerable is the second most prominent theme in the Bible. We are reminded of this by the prophet Isaiah, where we read, "The Lord looked and was displeased that there was no justice. He saw that there was no one, and he was appalled that there was no one to intercede." The upshot is, far too many people in the U.S. lack access to legal counsel. 1 in 3 Americans can't afford an attorney. 50 million people in America are considered impoverished, according to the federal poverty guidelines, and qualify for pro bono services. Moreover, 74% have faced at least one legal problem in the past year. These are issues related to basic needs like housing, income security, safety, and veterans benefits. More than 9 out of 10 received inadequate or no legal help whatsoever. It's not just a matter of cost, but also of availability, since 40% of the counties in America have been described as a legal desert, where only 1 or 2 or maybe no attorneys are available. To rephrase the prophetic utterance of Isaiah, who is going to intercede? Our profession calls us to intercede, to serve the vulnerable. This is underscored by the oaths that we take and the rules of professional responsibility that we're expected to uphold. It's even found in that great ESQ that we put at the end of our names. Esquire, which means shield bearer, which means an attendant and servant to the one who is the defender of the weak. At Administer Justice, we lean into the call of our profession and our faith, and we make justice simple. Now note, this is not about providing full and direct representation. Our model is about brief advice and counsel with some pro se coaching. Our lawyers listen with care and compassion, sort out the legal from the non-legal issues, discuss the issues with the client, and give clients next steps. They also identify legal resources and/or appropriate referrals. Through the partnership between Administer Justice and local churches, the volunteer attorneys are also covered by our malpractice insurance. Administer Justice also provides free training, resources, mentoring, and the backing of a help desk on clinic day. We know our volunteer attorneys have a wide variety of backgrounds and experience. Some are newly licensed, others retired. Some practice transactional law, others are litigators. Some are corporate counsel, others solo practitioners. But all are uniquely qualified by virtue of having attended law school and passing the bar to give brief advice and counsel on basic civil legal issues. Most attorneys serve once a month for only 3 hours with the help and support of a team. This can be done in person or remote. So let's turn now to the third element of our mission statement, the hope of God's love. Administer Justice seeks to fulfill this mission statement by partnering with local churches that serve as the host site while engaging members of the congregation to form a team that provides holistic, wraparound, social and spiritual resources for the client. They administer support for the volunteer attorneys as well. Here's a picture of one of our teams, located within Discovery Church in Elgin. The leader, in pink pants, and the attorney flank the center's banner, while the other 3 members fill the other roles that can be seen labeled in this graphic. We believe no one does justice alone, and no one should face injustice alone. Let's look again at some of the faces of our clients. They are among the 50 million people who would have no access to legal services if not for an Administer Justice Legal Center. They look a lot like our family, friends, and neighbors, but there's a difference. Our family, friends, and neighbors can turn to one of us, an attorney, for the brief legal assessment that they can put them right on track or steer them from the wrong one. These individuals here don't have such access, and they can't afford such access. Just sitting with an attorney for 45 minutes can be a game changer. It was with Joe, who thought his only option in his child support quandary was to hide and avoid going to court. Only 0.4% of Americans are attorneys. That means that for millions of people, attorneys are not easy to find or access. They are simply out of reach. So when an attorney is willing to sit down, listen, and care for their concerns and offer advice and guidance, it makes all the difference. What an attorney may see as a simple, basic legal advice can be a game changer for a client. Over and over again, our clients give us feedback that expresses the joy, relief, respect, and clarity they experience when an attorney gives them a little time and a little advice. And I can personally tell you, when an individual weighted down with a legal burden gets access to a caring, compassionate attorney, the relief and joy is palpable, and it sinks right into your soul and lightens your step. It is that simple. At Administer Justice, we make justice simple. So what's next? Peruse the resources information on our website. Contact me, Judy Miller, using my Calendly link to schedule a time to talk. I'm here to answer your questions and help you discern whether Administer Justice is the pro bono opportunity you have been looking for. Thank you.